I would like overthink too much in my head about what I was going to say next to, a broker or a client. And sitting on with you and your sessions, I really understood that you have to just, go with the flow.
You do have a common sense, and the common sense is a unexplainable quality. Either you have it or no. Imagine and be prepared for any conversation and any turn that the client will be able or will do, because you should not have anything which is unexpected.
I was kind of scared to pick up the phone and speak to, other agents, clients. I was more just taking it easy, just learning about different projects in the market. Okay.
So how do you feel right now? Is it a little bit scary?
This is the first time I'm doing it, so yeah, a bit scary. Yeah.
The first time?
First time sitting on a sofa and talking to a camera.
I mean, you should be really proud of him then. Okay, so let's introduce each other. My name is
Sure.
Olga Sidenka, and do you want to introduce me?
This is Olga. She is probably the top sales trainer in Dubai.
I don't like it as a top sales trainer. You have to, when you want to be specific about the problems that you solve to the clients, and let's imagine you are my client and solve some problem for you.
Sure.
Which problem I solve for you? And that's how you introduce me.
Sure. So definitely solving my problem of confidence, the way I speak to clients, the way I engage with, brokers, agencies, staying engaging.
Okay,
these are all things
that's good.
that you've helped me out with. And
okay, so now I'm going to
really
introduce you. This is Raheel. He has a fantastic, bright and wide road ahead of him. I would say before 20, you have to just go full in with as much opportunities as you have, because you have nothing to lose. And if you scratch a lottery ticket and you lost it, you really lost nothing, right?
Yeah.
So this is your first job being a real estate agent with one broker group. The first job after?
So actually, after graduating uni, Olga, I went to London. So I've grown up in Dubai my whole life, and I was born in Hong Kong. So very crazy mix of, locations where I've been. But yeah, I grew up in Dubai, finished uni here, and decided that I wanted to get a change. I wanted to move across the pond. So I went to London to see
For how long you been in London?
Around a year and a half, almost 2 years. So I was working at a Big Four company, doing audit. I was basically...
Was it exciting, engaging, the same as doing real estate?
Definitely not, to keep it short. But what I realized very quickly was the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I was working a lot, and the pay wasn't as good as what I was hoping to get it.
So let's put it this way. You experience with your own shoulders the weight of taxation in UK.
Absolutely, definitely.
And how much you were, as I like to say that, how much they were letting you actually keep from your earnings?
So 20% of my earnings would go to tax, and then another 50% would go straight into rent towards where I was staying. So leaving me with literally just a couple £100. Literally.
I'm joking.
Yeah. But basically nothing to save at the end of the month.
So why you decided to jump in real estate rather than, I don't know, maybe continue with the path that you were doing in the UK?
I was tired of the corporate lifestyle, trying to climb up a ladder, 20, 30 years, and then get
so how old are you now? Just tired of the corporate style and...
Yeah, I'm 26 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking that you're younger. I don't know why I was thinking that you were
younger. It's
probably
the baby face.
Absolutely baby face, okay.
It's just the beard that kind of
I was absolutely convinced that you are 23.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that serves me well in the future.
Yeah,
when I'm like 50. But yeah, so I was in London, tired of my job and fed up with how much work I was putting in and not getting as much out of it. So I decided to come back home, and real estate's always been something that I've been interested in. And I thought, why not give it a shot? I'm going to put in the same amount of effort, work as hard, and hopefully it pays off in the long term.
So, because this is the question I'm always asking, what is your current, it's not kind of current, but what was your point A of entering real estate? Sales experience, real estate experience, or you know Dubai because you've been living here a little bit?
I think so. I was offered the internship over here actually at OBG, and you were one of the first people I met during our training sessions. And I remember the HR as well, Elle. She mentioned that Olga, we have a really amazing sales trainer who has a 6-month coaching program.
Thank you, Elle.
Shout out to Elle. So yeah, I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds good, and I signed right up, and from the rest is history.
And really quick, even if you're not yet the agent in Dubai real estate, but you are planning and looking towards that direction, my Real Estate Growth Academy is the right place to begin. You will discover how the market works altogether, how to get your first listing and first client, how to generate your own leads, even if you've never done sales or real estate before. Click join and start preparing today. Okay, so now you are what? 4 months, 5 months?
So I did the internship for around 2.5, 3 months.
Yeah.
I was basically bouncing around different sales departments, learning about different projects. Not as much client interactions, but just more getting the grips of real estate. And during those 2, 3 months, I was sitting every week with you, as you know, during the training sessions. Consuming, taking all the information. And yeah, I think you really helped a lot. So you probably, maybe you've seen like a slight difference as well. At the beginning, I was a lot more shy. I was scared to kind of speak up. I was very reserved. And I think, sitting in on the sessions with you, speaking to the other people in the team as well, and the role plays all really has helped boost my confidence and my ability to, connect with people.
You remember how I told you that your tonality is gonna just skyrocket your sales career as long as you will start putting yourself out there and start talking more to people. Because you have a tone that people are just instantly, they hear it and they believe it, which is such a rare.
Really?
Absolutely
I
rare.
appreciate that.
Because even the call review, remember that I did?
Yeah.
Well, you ask her basically on a first minute, does she want to book an appointment, and you're using the right script. And she's like, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
So that as well happened because, of course, not only what you're saying, the way you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just that you didn't quite add on a little bit more of context for her that didn't have more conversation around that before. What were your main obstacles in the beginning? Or maybe you still have these obstacles?
So I would say, as I mentioned, one of the main obstacles was my confidence. I was really shy at first. I was scared of speaking to clients. And
Are you scared to speaking to people as well, like overall? Or just in real estate?
Mostly real estate, I would say. I was more comfortable in having conversations about, football or the movies or TV shows.
Oh, how beautiful you are, handsome. Okay.
Thank you. You're going to make me blush now.
That's the point, yeah? Just to get you on the,
keep you on my
the red zone, okay?
But yeah, also I would say I would overthink too much in my head about what I was going to say next to, a broker or a client. And sitting on with you and your sessions, I really understood that you have to just, go with the flow. It's kind of like riding a bike, right? If you think about when you start taking off the safety wheels on the side, and for that first time you're riding the two-wheel bike, you cannot be thinking about, oh, I'm about to fall.
Or what should I be doing? Exactly, where's my leg? Where's my hand?
Exactly. So that's something that's really helped me. And trying not to overthink it too much and just really go with the flow of the conversation is something I keep a keen
I would say you do have a common sense. And the common sense is an unexplainable quality. Either you have it or no. That's why...
you don't think it's something that you can kind of pick up in the future?
I would say from 4 years of my sales career, almost 5 years training, coaching people, just focusing on that. There are people who will never have a common sense. Unfortunately, you cannot just teach them. Yeah.
And do you think it's something that they can learn themselves as well?
I would think, sorry, I'm going to upset people. I'm not trying to say that it's right or wrong to do certain things. That certain spectrum of like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He has this emotional, I don't want to say deficiency, honestly. I'm just digging a hole for myself. Please comment if you hate me already. So that there's a certain syndrome in terms of Alzheimer's, I think. I'm not sure which one he has. So that's kind of an ability to feel the emotions in the room or connect to people and kind of be in the same zone.
Yeah.
Which is, you cannot fix it. This is how the person is. So that's why always someone is excluded. But someone can be, Elon Musk is extremely gifted, extremely smart, and he did put it in the right way. But someone can be way less gifted, way less smart, learn way less. But just because this, street smart type of confidence, he could be very good in it. Because the street smart type of confidence, for me, is a kind of the easiest definition of common sense.
Yeah.
where you just do it, you are an active, you are into action, and you just believe that you're going to figure it out as you go. And this is exactly what you are currently doing, and there is no better way in real estate. Of course, you learn and train yourself, but
yeah, true.
What changed for you being with the coaching program for 4 months with me, like sitting, listening? You mentioned that you kind of allow yourself to go with the flow. What else?
I would say also learning about the right questions to ask clients when you're speaking to them directly. Understanding the decision-making process from the client side, it's something that I actually didn't really think about before. So, for example, if you're speaking to someone, they might have a partner who has a very, high weightage on the investment decision that they have to make. So these are all different things you have to kind of, pick up on and really understand about the client in order to kind of wheel them in.
Exactly. So to be aware of the potential, let's say, roadmap or picture of the deal, which gives you, and it's okay, have I asked about this? I would believe it's not me creating this analogy. Been done years ago before me. Sales is like a corridor, but I would not consider it like a straight corridor with a lot of doors. So you have to close all of them. So the client going to be finally finding his way out rather than going into the T-junction.
Definitely, exactly. And also another thing I would say that I've learned during this coaching program is kind of, first of all, not asking any yes or no questions, anything too blunt that's gonna just get a yes or a no. You want to really ask the client questions that are gonna, you've taught me this really well actually, like get them to experience the pain of missing out on that opportunity and really get them to kind of answer themselves as to why they need it.
They need it. So we're talking about the consequence questions, and one of the consequence question is, can you give us an example?
For example, you're asking, and how is paying tax in the country you are in right now affecting you? And why are you considering Dubai real estate as opposed to investing in the country you are in? And in that way, they kind of, answer the questions themselves. They're like, for example, I'm not going to name any countries, but,
okay, we name Elon Musk. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, okay, the weather over here is terrible. The tax over here is too much. I have little to nothing after my paycheck comes in to spend with my family. So you need to get these things out of the client themselves rather than kind of give it to them on a plate, because it helps them to kind of really see the opportunity that you're presenting them in front of them as what it is.
Because they're telling themselves about this opportunity.
Exactly, yeah.
And
they can't miss out on it,
I cannot emphasize enough that they're selling themselves from the mouth to the ears is way more powerful than any script that your manager told you to memorize and just tell them. Sometimes I have agents asking me, and if you're one of them in the DMs, don't do that. Olga, can you give me a script I can read on their Zoom call? What's the purpose of that? When you are reading the script altogether, you're kind of disconnecting. So I love that, I put you on the spot, you remember the questions, then fantastic. I've done a good job, you've done even better
Also,
job.
In terms of scripts, I think it's really important to kind of look through the scripts, but not exactly memorize it word for word, because that's what, to me at least, it's helped me kind of go with the flow a bit with the conversation. Because if I'm just focusing purely 100% on every single word from the script, I'm gonna kind of at the beginning I would get choked up a bit as thinking, I missed out, I forgot about this kind of specific. So it's really important to
you have to understand why it's there.
You have to understand why it's there, and you have to kind of adapt it to the conversation that you're having.
Yeah, so that's why for majority of people it's easier for them to memorize it, and then they can internalize it, make it their own, and then you just...
Very important.
Because everything I say, all the questions on my trainings or on my calls, like the one you just seen me selling, it's actually 100% scripted. But it doesn't sound like this because I just change it up to the situation.
Exactly,
And this is I would say the main sales skill which gonna rocket you into the different dimension of earning is with a lot of experience of doing the calls and communications, being able to imagine and be prepared for any conversation and any turn that the client will be able or will do, because you should not have anything which is unexpected. Anything which is unexpected will not exist for you, but it's not going to happen in the first or even second year, but 3-4 years down the line, that's definitely what the agents will experience if they're going to be consistent with learning.
Consistency and, you know, overcoming that initial rejection is something also that...
So you are a little bit further. I would say you are just in the beginning of the road. But already way far from the point A. So now with your knowledge and I would say experience that you have through conversation with the client, which advice would you give to yourself, let's say in January 2025 where you were just kind of starting it?
Yeah. I would say if I had to go back to like the beginning when I was just started out as my internship, I was kind of scared to pick up the phone and speak to, you know, other agents, clients. I was more just taking it easy, just learning about different projects in the market. But really what you need to do is start picking up the phone, start speaking to agents, start speaking to, you know, different clients. Even if the people aren't really looking to invest in real estate, I think it's really important to start getting the ball rolling like as soon as you start, just to get an understanding of what works, what doesn't work in terms of how you say things, how you're meant to, you know, phrase things, and hearing the word no a lot as well at the beginning is important.
Because it's going to be always there. It's not that it's just after 5 or 10 years in your career, people are going to stop saying no to you.
You want to fail as much as possible at the beginning so that it sets you up.
Apart.
Exactly.
Because learning is in the doing, guys. And if you feel that you want to get some sort of access to the training that Raheel was experiencing with me in the 6-month coaching program, they do still exist in recording in my membership. That's Real Estate Growth Academy here on YouTube. You can just scroll down and see, oh, this is members only video. So that's exactly where you can join for either a cup of coffee if you just want to have a Netflix of the sales training, or for a free cup of coffee a month and have an access to the live calls with me where you can bring, you know, your problems and troubles and maybe get the same help as Raheel got.
Also, sorry, one thing, Olga.
No, okay.
One of the things I really liked about how you compared being consistent and, you know, overcoming failure was to going to the gym and getting as many reps in as possible. As Olga does every 6 a.m. In the morning.
That was not today. Today was my
rest day.
day.
Okay, nice. Because you need to be able to tear that the muscle in your body to help it regrow even bigger than it was before. And it's similar to, you know, real estate. As an agent, you want to keep getting rejected, you want to fail fast and learn fast as well, and see how you can change things up and implement things differently to move forward. So,
honestly, you have to start your podcast because you are the first time in front of the camera and this black dot that we are talking into.
Maybe we should do a part 2 to this.
now, today. So he's going to ask me a couple of questions about the current client situation, the situation in the past, and I'm going to give him a coaching advice, but that's going to be in another video. We're probably going to link this to this one. So see you in that video.